Would you ever go to a doctor who said, "I've learned everything I need to know from Civil War medical manuals. I refuse to read anything after that"? Probably not. Why then would people want to use a Bible translation that's even more outdated? Have we not learned more about the Bible or its cultural history over the last 400 years? This is a point of contradiction in the church. Many of us like different translations. Some like the King James Version, some like the NIV, some like the ESV. Personally, I prefer the NRSV UE. I'm not sponsored by the National Council of Churches. This is just the one that I think is the best. The reason I like the NRSV UE is because it's mostly accurate to the original languages. It mostly eliminates modern bias, and again, it's the academic consensus for what the best translation is overall. If you go to anybody who studies the Bible from an academic perspective, this translation, the NRSV UE, is probably what they're going to suggest. Now, all translations are flawed, but it's pretty good. You're probably wondering why it has this very long name. Let's go into the history just a little bit. NRSV UE stands for New Revised Standard Version, Updated Edition. It came out in 2022. The revised version came out in 1894. It was a revision of the King James Version. The American Standard Version was kind of a revision of that for the American market. That came out in 1901. The Revised Standard Version came out in 1946, which was a revision of the ASV. And then the NRSV came out in 1989 as a revision of the RSV. So this is the result of over 100 years of biblical study and revisions and updated texts. As more academic information comes out about the Bible, we're able to access more source texts. As the consensus shifts, as English itself changes, this translation is updated, which I really like. I think we've learned quite a bit over the last 400 years when it comes to biblical understanding. So, regardless, you are welcome to use whatever translation you would like, but as for me and my church, we will use the NRSV UE.